Hello, my name is Baldy Shorts, and welcome back to Dream Daddy.
Okay, so, what's happening here? Hey Valdi, what are your feelings about poker? Beyond hardly knowing her. Poker, I hardly know her. There it is. Well, good talk. Wait, I actually like poker. I just saw the joke and I had to take the shot. Please, Matt, I'm a dad. I'm contractually obligated. No, I get it. Anyway, we've been playing weekly poker games and I figured I should send an invite your way. That sounds great. I love losing money. Cool, dude. See you later. See you soon. Lose that money. I've never played poker. I don't know the rules at all. Matt invited me to poker night at Joseph's house. I put on my going out coat and walk over. Across the way, I spot Matt, who's walking over from his own home. He's got a case of beer under his arm. Crap, I should have brought something. Hey, man. Crap, I should have brought something. Haha, no worries, man. It's your first time. Just bring a full wallet. How long have you guys been at this for? Years, buddy. Just a nice way to keep in touch with the guys. It's never really high stakes. We pass through the fence enclosing Joseph's backyard. Craig, Brian, and Joseph hover around the patio, drinking beer and chatting. Robert sits in the corner, brooding as usual. Valdi, glad you could make it. So am I. I'm psyched to take all your money. Just like old times. Craig's the resident shark. We prefer the term person who's good at poker. I'm well aware Craig's always been suspiciously good at poker. Are you still as terrible as you were in college? Poker face. Hey, I wasn't terrible. I'm not bad at poker. I'm definitely good at poker. Everyone stares at me. Okay, maybe that was a little defensive. Okay, I'm bad at poker.
Nice.
There's no way you're as bad as Joseph. Joseph shrugs. This is basically my tiffling. I'm giving back to the community. Plus, I'm happy to just sit here and eat all of Brian's snacks. Guess who brought pigs in a blanket? Not Craig. Hey, my chia seeds and granola energy bars are just as delicious. Everybody laughs. Let's just get the game going. We all take a seat at the table and Matt starts dealing cards. The first couple of rounds go by easily as I'm getting the hang of things, but it's obvious that Craig is running the show here. Craig, how did you get so good at this? It's pretty easy. You just start getting a feel for everybody's tell. Like Matt will scratch his ear. Hey. Brian adjusts his pants when he's trying to lie. Now wait a second. And I think you just loudly announce to the whole room when you have a good hand. Yep, that's me. What's Joseph's tell? Everything, literally everything. That man is an open book. He couldn't lie if he tried. Well, at least I have God on my side. So you can't even say that with a straight face. What about Robert? Honestly, the man's an enigma. Robert raises a glass of whiskey to us in a solemn salute. I think he'd wipe the floor with us if he actually tried. I'm just here because I enjoy the company. Robert pulls out his phone and stares at it. Robert, is that a flip phone? Yeah? What are you, a drug dealer now? Yeah, what do you need? Horse, speed, Tijuana Johnsies? I can get you some street stuff easy, but if you're looking for something exotic or designer, that's maybe 72 hours and a favor called. Maybe I won't need you today. Maybe I won't need you tomorrow. But someday. Oh, I think I'm good. Right. But still, if you got the coin, I got the goods. I dropped my phone in the toilet. This is my backup until I can get it replaced under warranty. Everyone murmurs their sympathies. We've all been there. We go back to playing. I really gotta stop eating these pigs in blankets. Pigs in blankets? I don't know. But they're very good. I think there might be cheese in them. Oof, I don't know if I got enough to raise you on this round. You can always bet your firstborn.
Nice.
If you think you can handle another one, be my guest. Brian and Hazel are a handful, to say the least. Buddy, you think 3 kids is a handful? Try 4. I'm operating at 100% dad capacity at all times. Actually, it's technically 5. Christine saw a commercial for one of those dolls that poops and wouldn't stop asking for it. We ended up getting it for her birthday, but she's so grossed out by the fake baby poop that she makes me change its diapers. So now I'm changing the real baby and the fake baby. There's just a lot of poop in my household right now. Daisy's got one of those a while back. One night I walked in on her after she tried to take the doll apart to see how the poop mechanism worked, but then she couldn't put it back together and started crying. Poop everywhere. Fake poop, but still. That reminds me of, wait, do we all have poop doll stories? Everyone nods in agreement. Guys, I really don't need any more poop in my life than there already is. Can we just get back to poker and not talk about poop?
Nice.
Matt deals another hand and we quickly forget about the poop. We run out of pigs and blankets, so we switch over to Craig's healthy snack food. It actually isn't terrible.
Hey.
These kale chips are phenomenal. We should sell these at the coffee shop.
Oh.
It's my own recipe. I'd happy to give it to you guys.
Oh.
I can see it now. Pierce the kale chips. I love it. I love you, Matt.
Hey, dude.
Pierce the Veil is a popular post-hardcore screamo band out of San Diego. Hey, I'm from San Diego. I didn't know they were from there. We all look at Matt, confused. It's maybe not any of your wheelhouses. How's the shop nowadays?
Hey.
Busy as ever, I'm toying with the idea of hiring another person to work the counter, but I haven't found a good candidate.
Oh.
If Amanda's looking for a summer gig, let me know. That's really nice of you, but I think she's been burned too badly by coffee shops before. Literally, not figuratively.
Oh.
Matt cocks his head to the side. I'll ask her, though. We get down to the final hand of the night, and it's Craig in the lead by a landslide. Joseph has long since lost all of his chips and taken to tidying up, refusing any help from the rest of us. Brian deals us all cards.
Hey.
What's it gonna take for Robert to give a damn on this round? Robert looks up from his half-empty glass of whiskey. Do you really want to unleash the beast? Well, now I'm curious. I got a long history of being a gambling man, but I'll only do it if you make it interesting. None of this penny chips nonsense. I got a Lily's 18-year-old single blend sitting in my closet right now. Was saving it for when River turns 21, but I'm willing to put it up as collateral.
Hey.
Now you're talking my language. He throws the keys to his truck on the table. She's seen better days, but she can still pull a tree trunk out of the ground. Nope. Myself and everyone else at the table immediately folds. Deal the cards, bry guy. Are you guys sure you wanna... You heard the man. Deal.
Hey.
Brian deals the next round of cards. Craig stares daggers at Robert, who casually sips his whiskey. So, I know that what you might be thinking. Robert puts his old workhouse up for the grabs, his only mode of transportation, at times in his life his only home. How could he be so sure of his abilities at gambling? I'll tell you right now, Craig. I wasn't always like this. I was a lot like you. Smart, talented, cocksure of my own luck. Great biceps, but didn't last long, though. I lost everything in a game of Pai Gow in the back room of Shed tea house on what I thought was a 3-day business trip. Everything. Gone. Clothes, money, identification, you name it. I woke up in a ditch near... I can't say that. Xiaoshu Park, and I had to make my life new from there. It took me 3 years to beg, borrow, and steal my way back to American soil. And in those 3 years, I saw the greatest depths of human fear, loved deeper than I ever had, and lost all many more times over. I've seen my own death, Craig. I know how I die. It's not like this.
Oh.
So let's make this more interesting.
Hey.
Robert produces the deed to his house from his jacket and tosses it on the table. Oh my god!
Oh.
All I have and all I am. Are you prepared to go the distance?
Oh.
Craig wipes the sweat from his brow. He studies Robert's face intently, searching for any sort of tell that he could find. Robert casually sips his whiskey again. I fold.
Oh.
Everyone erupts.
Nice.
Fine. The whiskey is yours. And that's why you don't dance with the devil. So what was it? Were you bluffing or did you have all the cards? That's for me to take to my grave, fellas. Next week, boys. Next week.
Hey,
You got it.
bro.
I'll be there. I almost had a heart attack. Welcome to the exclusive club of people who are a little terrified of Brian. Or Robert. We all say our goodbyes and head our separate ways.
Welcome.
Okay.
You got dads.
What is this? Hi, this is Steven from Dad Mazon. I'm out front with your delivery. Okay, I'll be right down. No, wait, no, sorry. I need to put on pants first. I can't find my pants, but I'm wrapped from waist down in a duvet. Are you cool with that? I can come back tomorrow. No, wait. I'll be right there down. I found some sensible capris. Put on pants! The extended cut is the only cut worth watching. Oh, I got a package. Wonder what it is. Oh, I bet it's that package of socks I ordered. I open the box and start pulling the package of peanuts out. Man, these socks reek. Okay, that's definitely not socks. It's butterflies? Oh boy, I almost don't even know what Amanda was planning on doing with these. Hey Amanda, your box of dead butterflies is here. What's up? Are you sacrificing them? What? You ordered butterflies?
Hey.
You can order dead butterflies online? Wait, so these aren't yours? No, but I'm definitely ordering some right now. Okay, love you. I take a look at the box again. Oh, this is addressed to Damien's house. Bring the box to Damien. I should take it over to him. I jog over to Damien's house with the box. I pull back his door knocker, but suddenly the door opens. Mr. Shorts, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whoa, how did you know I was about to knock? I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I think this got delivered to my house by mistake. I hand him the box and his face lights up. What a wonderful surprise. I was just about to send a strongly worded letter to the courier service about this. Many thanks. Not to pry, but what are you gonna do with those butterflies? Would you like to see? Alarm bells ring in my head. This is how you die, Valdi Shorts. Sure! Damien leads me into a study where he set up some sort of workstation. Above his desk is a wall of pinned butterflies, moths, and beetles. Oh, he taxidermies. Okay. Oh, wow, that's really something, Damien. I'm quite proud of my little collection. You do all of this yourself? Of course, I find it rather relaxing. How do you... It's simple. Here, let me show you. These aren't ready quite yet. They'll need to be rehydrated overnight, so they're easier to work with. I have some over here that are ready to pin. Damien takes a seat at his desk while I hover behind him. He picks up a little triangular paper package and snips off the edges. He pulls out an all-black butterfly and shows it to me. I'm rather excited about this one. It's a turquoise swallowtail. He gently opens the wings, spreading the butterfly out on the table. The back of the wings are gorgeous, iridescent green color. Oh, and the pigment on this one is so nice, too. Anyways, pinning a butterfly is actually very simple. It requires delicate touch. First, I'll put a pin through the thorax. Damien slides a pin through the middle of the butterfly and places the butterfly on a piece of styrofoam. He carefully arranges the antennae with forceps and begins placing paper and more pins on and around it. He does this so effortlessly that it's almost hypnotic. I have a frame here that I think this one will look quite pretty in, but I'll need to let it sit for a couple of days until it's ready. And then what? I remove all of the pins and put it on display with the others. I take a look at Damien's collection. One with bright blue wings keeps drawing my eye. This one's so pretty. Damien takes it off the wall. Ah, yes, that's the blue morpho, one of my favorites too. He hands the small frame to me. Here, I think this would look lovely in your home. Oh, I couldn't take this. I insist, believe me, I have more than enough. Thank you. If you ever have any interest in pinning some insects yourself, you know where to find me. I think I'll leave that up to you. I feel like I'd probably break them in half with my butter fingers. Nonsense. You have beautiful, steady hands. You would make a fine taxidermist. That is so sweet, Damien. I think. Am I blushing? Damien walks me to the door and gives me a warm smile as I leave. Do take care of yourself, Baldy. Thanks for allowing me to share my odd little hobby with you. Have you ever read Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Welcome. You
Okay,
got dads.
the last dad we have not gone on a date with, right? I've done Craig. No, wait, that's not what I want. Close. No, I need to go back. How do I go back? Oh no. Am I stuck? Do I have to go on a date with Craig now? Oh no. I was just seeing if I went on a date with him. Oh, back. It's right there. I'm dumb. Damien is the only one we haven't. Damien Bloodmarch. How do you do? I have finally decided to join this informational superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. On a Friday night, you're most likely to listen to a true crime podcast while I taxidermy my new specimens. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? A coffin. What are your turn-ons? Pronouncing bosom correctly. What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat? What's your favorite movie genre? Foreign art house films? Foreign art house horror. What's your ideal date? It's night. We are at an oh god, I'm losing it. I'm losing the ability to speak. We are at an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. What do you never leave home without? An upside down cross. I spend a lot of time thinking about morality silence. God, this sounds like a Vampire Freaks what is it? Why can't I think of the word? Page. There we go. Just Page. Dame seems really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him to get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dad book page and I type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien's typing. But then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, this guy is writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee with the computer finally dings. Valdi, I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me as a gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. Oh wow, there's more. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and a stroll around my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu. Yours humbled, D. Bloodmarsh. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Hey, Amanda. Can you help me with something?
Ugh.
Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No. Can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other now? Oh, totally. This is the hot new thing, Dad. See, kids got over saying lol and LMAO or whatever and decided that we need to do is bring it back to the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill? Dad, how will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land. Or our dowry. Or... So you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you?
Huh.
Like the first 5 pages, then I read a review of the movie. Still gotta be, though. Great, so what do I say to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Sure thing, dude. Regards, Valdi. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Well, I suppose that's that. I take the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor? Estate? The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull the large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien? Valdi, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry, there was a draft. And the door creeping open when I knocked? I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings? I like oil paintings. Right. Right. Please, let me show you around. Oh, okay. Damien leads me around the house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason. This is one of the older homes in the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victoria area? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenagers are. Onward, onward. There's more to see. We reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. And this is the library. Sunlight streams in from the floor-to-ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined with packed bookshelves and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. Look out the window, look at the butterflies, pick up a book. That's enough of the tour. Look at the butterflies. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. Well, you did. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. The pinner's gamut. Is that a thing? No. Look out the window. I walk to the window and I'm greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. Damn! Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out of the full-length windows? Wait, really? No, but Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. Pick up a book. You know, Valdi, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youths into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read out loud. Naruto is struggling... Wait! Naruto struggled against the chains that Sasuke... I think that's how you say it. I've never watched Naruto. Had bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looks up at Sasuke? unbinding his ninja pants.
Oh my.
Okay, I think that's enough. Me too, Damien. What are you reading? Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back on the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection.
Oh.
Please leave, join me for tea. I follow Damien to his sitting room where finger foods have already been set out upon a beautiful tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this.
Oh.
Damien smiles to himself. What?
Oh.
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, but in fact the high refers to both the later time of day that the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables on which they were served. Oh. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. Your home is really impressive. Are there a lot of goths in Maple Bay? I like your cape. Your home is really impressive. It seems like you really put a lot of work into this place.
Huh.
Thank you.
Huh.
No one's ever complimented my home before. Well, I can barely get a matching salt and pepper shaker in my place, and look at what you've done. I'm kind of jealous. That's very generous of you to say. What got you so interested in goth stuff?
Oh.
Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Did he take you into the city? Sorry? Haha, did you guys see a marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there are many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and I try to live a life that strictly aligns to those ideals. Would be, admittedly, horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to its fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Tell me, Valdi, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interest. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing and quite honestly rather attractive. Please do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sounds sophisticated. I like watching soap making videos on the internet. I love me some word jumbles. I learned how to juggle once. Gravity is an interesting thing, and I believe that juggling is the pinnacle of humankind's interaction with the gravitational arts. Oops, I didn't pick the right one. Interesting. I started out with scarves, but now I can comfortably juggle balls. Juggling pins is currently out of my purview. Damien looks at me quizzically, but shrugs it off. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches.
How delightful.
Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around to the back of his home where a variety of flowers flourish in beautiful landscaped rows. A small stone pathway weaves through it and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is the one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous bright orange flower off of the vine. William Bulbfurnum, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? My lords are ablaze, art thou the tightest? 3 cheers for sweet revenge. This one? The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Well, and that's precisely why floral and arrangements are so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Snapdragons, honeysuckles, sunflowers. Honeysuckle's fine. They smell really good. And then you can eat the tiniest little drop of nectar when you pull the stem out. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? No one's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly a phone rings. Oh, Valdi, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls a cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back into the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I had put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start that one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle!
Fix that guard.
Okay. Nope. Okay. Come on. Yeah, it's this one. Am I dumb? What's happening here? Can I? Oh my god. Oh, there we go. I figured out how to flip it somehow. There we go. That was stupid. I didn't do that well. Our secret. He's not going to notice it's just stacked precariously on top of itself. Ooh, that was a close one. Uh-oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset. Baldy, my sincerest apology to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter that I must attend to. I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Everything all right? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucian. What's wrong? He appears to have, well, his teacher needs me to come to the school, post-haste. Do you need help? Oh no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go. Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien, you're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like this is Hugo and Damien's first time to the my kids are in trouble rodeo. What is it this time? This, Damien, I accidentally pressed the button too quick. Damien and I fall in step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement. They don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least I had enough sense to stay out of the creepy basements. What am I about to be sacrificed? We find another teacher in a boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucian and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucian has a bloody nose. Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tail of this. I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucian tried to kill me.
Oh, my.
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was just trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. You promised me there would be wine down here. You tricked me.
Ah.
Whoa, wait a second. Lucian, did you try to cask of Amontillado Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turned to Damien and whispered to him, What's the cask of Amontillado?
Huh.
It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk and lures him down to a cellar with the promise of wine of a fine vintage, then buries him alive behind a brick wall.
Oh.
It's a lovely story. So wait, Lucian, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually going to leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I had lied about the wine. And you're still cackling you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tips me off. Ernest, 20 minutes. Dad,
Huh?
It took you 20 minutes, son. Son, we did an entire 2 weeks unit on the cast of Guatemala, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucius was leading you to an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages and then read a review in the movie.
Sweet Manchego.
It's only 5 pages long, and there is no movie. Haha, yeah, you're right. I paid Lucian to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me. So when you think about this, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell, don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucian 5-5. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home, Mr. Bloodmarsh. You too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in tense silence. Lucian, Damien, and I pile into a car and begin to drive home. Lucian immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again.
Ah.
I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you and I can see that you're struggling. So if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too.
Huh.
Maybe you can spend the next week looking for a summer job, I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Lucian. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucian continues to stare at the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucian hops out of the car and slams the door and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's alright, and all things considered, Lucian's bricklaying was pretty good. So there's your silver lining. There is that, yes. He's probably going through a phase. I really admired how you handle that. Does that kind of thing happen a lot? You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him, and I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. It rarely does. You're a good dad. See you around soon?
Oh.
It would be my honor and my pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo. What you watching? Tiny House Hunting Brothers Extreme Edition? Ugh, I hate this show. The couple on screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made of recycled bottles. The Tiny House Hunting Brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both of their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a 2-bed, 2-bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the house is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I'm not pooping outside, Greg. Why don't they just get a regular-sized house? I don't know. How'd the afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to the school to pick up Lucian since he tried to. He lured Ernest down to the cellar with the promise of a fine vintage and then tried to brick him into the wall, right? How did you know that? Has everyone read this story except for me? Lucian live-streamed the entire thing. This entire day is beyond me. Otherwise, it was a fun day. Damien Guy's a character, but he's really good company, and a surprisingly diplomatic dad. I dig his style. You know what? Me too. Date complete!
That was a phenomenal date.
Really? The juggling brought it down to an A? It was just juggling!
So I'm gonna leave it there. I wanted to thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed that video, please leave it on the like below. If you would like to see more of my content, please subscribe. And if there's any games you'd like to see me play, please leave it in a comment below. Please remember that you are valid, I care about you, and I can't wait to hang out with you in the next game. Bye-bye!